What did Laura Taylor ask?
Can you tell me how you did this piece?
I think people are like, do you draw that on there? And we're live. If you are watching, I don't even know if anybody's watching. What I'm doing is just an exacto blade. Just a number 11 exacto blade. And I'm just kind of detailing the hair, just scratching away the highlights, and then I'm going to come back in with a little bit darker charcoal and just kind of put them in shadows, make stuff from light to dark, just to give it more in and out kind of feel. The only bad thing with doing this is that your blade runs out pretty quick. Like, these blades are not meant for this, so they're gonna run out pretty fast. So, and then once you feel like you have to scratch harder and you feel like you might be scratching your board, use a new blade. Or if you want, you can take a piece of wood. You could probably take something like this, just, well, I don't know if you want to do it to the side, but put your blade in there just a little bit, and then break that tip off, and so that'll give you basically a whole new sharpness. But once you get past a certain, it's a little difficult to control because it just wants to cut because it's such a hard edge. I don't think that this is working. I guess the chat is just not working, or it's not showing me. Yeah. It's just not. Let's.
Why would chat be disabled from this live stream?
Probably because of this music.
What would that have to do with?
I don't know. Almost put an 8. What is this? 4?
Jeff the feed is working. Did you just draw using charcoal on the board, then put a fixative over it, then scratch?
Yes. That's exactly what I did. Normally I put down a layer of like a very light gray, like a wash, really light, just so everything doesn't look so stark when you put charcoal down. It gives you a tone that you can blend a little easier than just stark white. I know there's names for that, but I'm like value and all that. I don't know. I taught myself how to do this, so I honestly don't know what it's called, but it's just a lighter gray. But I just started just completely white with this one, so I think that's why I did a lot of this, just because it was so stark white and my fingerprints were showing up. And I got to the point where I liked it, and I'm going to start scratching off and maybe adding a little bit more darker so that I put the fixative over it. And now I'm just going in and scratching out the highlights, and I'm going to put some darker shadows in here, like where these hair loops go over and under. And I have this paper here just so that I don't get any fingerprints on this, which you could probably just erase. You just go in and the parts that don't have a lot of detail where the hair is, where you want it to kind of disappear, and just put a little darkness in there so it looks like it's going in and out of all the hair. And then you can get rid of some of those scratches too if you don't like those hardcore scratches. Yeah, and that, I think I'm a little bit unorthodox the way I do a lot of my stuff, and it's because for one, I didn't know how to do it, and two, I didn't have the right, supplies and utensils, and so I'm a big believer in you're only as good as your worst materials. You make them work for you, until you get good materials. So you kind of make up your own way of doing things, like when you have a set of markers, when you have Crayola markers, and you have a set of 8, or 10, or however many they come in, and you want different shades, you want some fades, you make that work. You play with those markers so much that you know what colors go with. You know that if you put orange down and you let it dry, and then you put another layer of orange down, it gets a little darker. And then if you take maybe some red and put that over that, that gets darker. And if you want it even darker, put a little brown, just a little wipe of brown, and then swipe it with your hand, and you'll get a dark orange to a bright orange, you know, just by manipulating the your markers. Yeah, Lisa, this is perfect. Like, this is why I got these. This is why I had our guy make these, because it's awesome. You frame it up. You can, you know, and if you want, you can go outside the frame if you want. You know, be a little creative. And then when you're done with this, mask this off and paint this a different color, or paint it back white so it sticks out, or resin it, or put Swarovski crystals on it, or whatever, bark, whatever you want. But you already have a frame. Like, I think these are going to go over pretty well with people once they figure out that we have them, and that they're awesome to use. What you doing today, Laura Taylor? You off work? That's what it's all about. What about wood burning it? I've never really wood burned. I've tried, and I'm very impatient, and I would probably draw something on there first, but I just wanted to try wood burning. But I did. I had an uncle. His name was my Uncle Rodney. I do remember when I was a kid, he's a really big influence on my art world. He's an amazing artist. Last time I saw him, he was upset with me because I was selling my artwork, and to him, he never sold his artwork. I don't know how or why. Whoops, sorry about that. He wasn't a person that's, you know, believed in selling the artwork to make money from it. He did it because he loved it, and it really showed. But he burned into a tree stump with a magnifying glass picture of Jesus, and it was amazing. He did a picture. He did like a sculpture out of a mop of tar, and he did a sculpture of Jesus, a portrait. A bust, I guess you could say. But I've never tried it. See, I just put just a little bit of darkness into these creases of the hair, and it kind of hides them, and it makes the other whites pop out. Let's put a little bit right here, so it looks like it's going into the ponytail holder. Actually, the ponytail holder is her hair, so maybe that's what I'll put on there, like a bow of some sort. Make it look like she has a bow in her hair. Yeah, he's a pretty hardcore artist. I always remember going over and visiting my cousin Justice, and he would be drawing Spider-Man and Batman and all these comic book characters in Justice's room, and I would just sit there and watch. Like, that was blew my mind. Like, he was pretty amazing. I like that. It looks good. So now what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of my, what do you call it? Shelf paper and mask her off. And I'm going to make a shadow of her. Let me get some shelf paper. Show you what I mean. What we're going to do, I'm going to take this shelf paper. I get it out at Home Depot. It's contact paper. It's clear. It's like a matte clear. It's not like shiny clear. It's not like, you can still see through it, but if you put it on your windows, it's like a frost. And it's great because you can't even tell it's up there. Or else we would probably get in trouble for having that up there. I put it up there just to see what it looked like, and I never took it down. But you can still see through it, obviously. It's clear, but it's just a little frosted. Alright, so what I'm going to do is going to take a big enough piece. Actually, I'm going to take a big enough piece so that if I do, I don't want to get any overspray on. Well, I guess I'm going to paint that so it doesn't really matter. Just going to get enough to make a cutout of her. And I'm going to make a shadow. This stuff is kind of tricky taking off. If you don't do it right, it'll stick to itself, and then you'll ruin a bunch of shelf paper. So what I like to do, and what you do, you kind of, actually, what part did that come off of? I'm gonna lay it flat. If it's a small piece like this, if you're standing up, you don't want to do that. I'm gonna lay this down. I'm not gonna try to push it down further. I'm gonna make it to where, woo! Look, I took some of that charcoal off there. Can you see that? Huh. I don't like that. Let's not do that again. I'm gonna make it to where a lot of it is over here. Because when I cut this out, I'm gonna cut right here. I'm going to cut right along her face and her hairline, and I'm going to leave that part, and then I'm going to take this piece, and when I peel it up, I'm going to move it over and down just a little bit, and then spray a little probably transparent black in there. Oh, that's alright, you can hang out and watch. And look at this. I can't tell you where I got this, but it's X-Acto blade with a light on it. And it's awesome if you really can't see up close. If you have to get a little closer, it lights up. Because sometimes I lose the blade in the dark, like in the black, and this helps out a lot. Where did I start here? Yeah. See, that's why I love this Lazy Susan, man. It helps out a lot. And if you don't have to pick up your X-Acto blade, don't. Because then that way you'll have one continuous cut. Just do it nice and slow so you don't go... I don't want to get outside of her profile. Because then when I take this off, this will be exposed. And then I spray it. And if I come outside of this, there's going to be a little white line next to her face, and that's not something that I want. So you always want to do this nice and slow, take your time. And I'm barely pushing on this. Like I'm not, like, I can feel it cutting. And I can feel it touching the board, but I'm not pressing on it super hard by any means. Because I do not want to put a scratch in this or a hardcore line, which you will if you push down hard. And if you feel like you're pushing down too hard and you're really having to struggle, get a new blade. Always get a new blade. I might just take this off. Well, I'll put a little over here. Because I'm going to put a little bit of gray over here too. Just to give this a little contrast, a little darker. Where the hair is at, to make that hair pop a little bit. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut her inside of here so that I can peel this off. And I'm going to cut right. I'm not going to need that, so how much am I going to need? I'm going to cut off about this much. Alright. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Alright, so right now there's the shelf paper on here right now, on her. Can't see it, but she's on there. Now I'm going to take this, which is, I've never done this before, so I'm going to try to line this up just enough, just to where I know I can come out a little bit and down. It's kind of what we do with our lip pieces. Yeah, that's not too bad, Simon. Is it Simon? Is that Simon? Yeah. I'm just putting a shadow. I'm just gonna put an airbrush shadow here just to kind of pop her out of this. But I want to make sure that I get it in the right spot. Let's do that. I'm gonna do a little bit more than that. I'm gonna come down quite a bit. What do you guys think of that? Can you see that? I think that might be a little bit too much. Take out some of this excess. It's making it really difficult to pick up and put down. That's too much. I don't even know if I want to do that. Why don't I just spray some like just use some airbrush and just give it some. Try not to make it too perfect. Yeah, let's get rid of that idea. Let's get rid of that idea, and then we're gonna come take this off. Let's do this so we cover up the outside. Well, I'm going to paint this anyways, so I think I'm going to paint it white so it's nice and stark. And you could keep these parts, but if you don't use them a lot, they'll add up, and then you look like a hoarder. Let me get my airbrush. I think I'm going to use. Bless you. I'm going to use, no, I don't want to use transparent smoke. That might be a little bit too light. I got some transparent black here that will be good. And if I need to darken it, I'll put some shading gray, like golden. But I think this will be fine. Ooh, look. Oh, that's the hair. I was like, did that transfer on there? Oh, you guys know what would be awesome? If we could put a, maybe like, because she looks so innocent, how about, what if we did like a really light dragon? Ooh, like wrapping around her back. Maybe the arm coming up around her shoulder. Ooh, wee. Y'all, we might have something going. Man, that's transparent black. I thought this stuff was light. Very forgiving though, man. It'll look good with this charcoal. Blends really well. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my lid. So, Simon, or, oh, Angela. What is your hubby's channel? What does he do? I'm going to put just some haze off to the side just to kind of make her pop out a little bit. Get some over here. Kind of like the old masters, how they used to just put some kind of like a little bit. By no means I am master. Let me wash this out. I'll end up forgetting to wash this out and ruin an airbrush. You all right, Cujo?
Yeah, there was someone walking by a second ago.
Alright. So let's peel this off and see what we got here. I like it. I don't hate it. Alright. Originally I was going to paint this in, but I don't think I'm going to do that now. I think I want to leave her black and white. And then maybe put some I don't know how I would do it. I don't know how I would do some gold leaf. Maybe I could put some matte finish over it, and then I want to put some gold on here. I don't know how. He has some of his art on here. Oh, awesome. I'd love to check it out sometime. What do you think we should do? Hello, Sandy. That would be fun to do. I don't have any of that gold though. Maybe do just some nice filigree right here, just to kind of encompass her. We can do it with the brush. I think that would look nice. Let me spray some. I think I'll use the fixative. Fixative will go good with the airbrush, right? Let's see here. Put this phone out of the way. Yeah. Put some fixative over it so if I get something on this airbrush, it will not smear or because if you drop something like water on airbrush, you'll be able to tell, and it looks terrible. All right, that looks good. Have I drawn on glass before? I have not. I mean, I've painted on glass, like on a window, but it's just for like. Greetings from Germany. Well, thank you. And thank you. Thanks for joining us. I think I'm going to put just a little bit darker outline around her with this charcoal pencil. A little bit darker. What is the B4 is softer. And this pencil sharpener is crazy pencil sharpener. You gotta be careful with it. Yeah. Whew, look at that. I love this pencil sharpener. I paid like $30 some for that thing, and it is worth it. Alright. So I'm going to put just a little bit darker outline around her. Make her pop out a little bit. And then I'm thinking about putting some gold leaf on this. I think it'll look good. I think it'll give it a good contrast. I was actually thinking about outlining her with the gold paint pen, which always looks awesome. Let me dry this off a little bit more. Fixative is not very friendly with this charcoal after you put it on there. That's really weird. Like normally you can draw on this stuff, right? Like if you put fixative down. Did I do that with that? Oh, that's hair. You guys are being really quiet. It's making me nervous. Yeah, I think I'm going to do some filigree with some gold leaf. I might even do some with this charcoal just to make it fun. Man, this is not wanting to draw on this. And I wonder if it's the pencil. Like sometimes when you draw on oh man, it doesn't do it on here. I did do a transfer with transfer paper, so that might be the case as well. God, I'm like covering it up. Sorry about that. Just eating buffalo wings and watching. Mmm. That sounds good. Yeah, you gotta be careful drawing on this stuff. It's almost slippery after I put this stuff on here. That's really weird. It's a first for me. Make this lip a little more pouty. I think she looks good. All right, let me get some. We're gonna have fun. Hopefully. Silver. Alright, so I've got some options here as far as how we put the gold leaf adhesion down. What if we use silver? Do you think silver would look nice? Like, I think it would be nice and clean. Thank you, Katrina Rose. The only problem with this is the messy kind, and I'm not a fan of that right this second. I really like when I say the messy kind, I mean this stuff is super fragile. So look at this, like, you see that? Okay, there's that kind. Then you have this God, how are all these brand new? Then you have the kind that you can, that's attached to the tissue. Well, this is bronze, but you'll get the idea. See, it's attached to this tissue. It doesn't come off unless you put something sticky down and then put it on there and rub the back of this paper, and then it comes off onto whatever you're doing. I do not want to use copper. And that's so much cleaner. Like, it's a lot cleaner, a lot easier to use. And I have gold like that. I don't have silver though. I thought I had silver. I got bronze. Silver is just, it's just a pain, but it looks good. Is this, what color is it? This is gold. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do silver. And then what I'll do, just to make this video awesome, maybe I'll do this in silver. I think I should do the frame in silver. And just do some accents along here. Or maybe I should just do that in silver. Katrina Rose, we sure don't sell this. Gold leaf or metal leaf. I wish that we did. But you can get it on Amazon. If you go to the description box below this video and click the little arrow to drop down the description, and you go to any of our links on Amazon, as long as you're on our link, and then you search for Speedball Metal Leaf, you can sure buy it on there, and then we get a small percentage of that. Silver. I don't want to use that. That's already used. Look how good that would look on there, y'all. But I don't want to use this kind. I want to use the easy kind. I want to be easy today. There's really nothing easy about this, but because what you have to do now, and I've tried to use this pen. It's an adhesive pen, but there's not a lot of control on it. And you just draw with it, and you let it set for 10-15 minutes, or get your heater out and a little faster, but there's just not a lot of control. With a paintbrush, you have a little bit more control. This is very unpredictable, and I feel like it's already Should we just practice on something? Let's practice on something. Here, let's do this so we don't mess something up here. You're welcome. Alright, so what we'll do, so it's like a paint pen. What I'll do, looks like the sun's going down. My screen's getting light. Alright, so I can see I drew something on there. I don't know how moist that is. It doesn't look like there's a lot on there, and I don't want to draw all over this thing and then not any of that adhesive come out. So we're just gonna see what this will do. It doesn't even feel any sticky, so I highly doubt it's gonna work.
These people want
Yeah,
us to review
it's
their
not.
products.
Who is it?
Magic Fly, but they have water brush pen kits, watercolor pencils.
Laura Taylor, have you ever heard of them?
I'm Magic Fly.
Okay, there it is. There's a little bit more that comes out there.
Ew, that looks gooey.
Alright, let's try to trace this tea that I made.
Sketchbooks, charcoal drawing kits, watercolor pads.
Yeah, this looks a little bit more like some ink came out.
Katrina Rose says, thank you.
Yeah, I saw.
Laura Taylor says, gold for contrast.
I saw.
Oh, and they have laundry baskets.
Random. Alright, so you guys will see how reliable this pen is. And it's weird, you're supposed to let it dry. From it goes milky to clear, and then you can apply your gold leaf. I need a pretty coarse brush for this part. No, you're supposed to let it set for a second, so. Yeah, you see that? Like, that's unreliable, that pen. See, that shouldn't have got this stuff off, because then that makes it messy. That's not normally where you put the glue, and then when you put that down it sticks, and then it leaves the rest on there. This is not ideal. So I'm just going to get a brush and use the brush. Random.
Oh my god. This is for real. So you can hatch your own little chicky chickens.
Alright, Laura Taylor, we're going to use your little tiny brushes. Laura Taylor got me these brushes here. We'll use this one. You know what? I don't want to use this, not for glue. We don't want to use this for glue, right? These are for watercolor, huh? But this stuff washes out really easy, but I don't want to use these for this. I have some right over here. Hold on one second. Alright, you got some. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Laura. Alright, so I'm going to use this stuff. And what this is, it's an adhesive size. You just put your brush in there, draw it, do your thing, and then just wait 10-15 minutes, and then put your gold leaf down. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to do like bigger bigger filigree stuff and then some real tiny lines to accent it. And I always do this. I always put down a piece of paper over my work if I'm doing something else to it. Oh man, it would probably look awesome, but it wouldn't give it. I would use that. I would use the Molotow liquid. I have the chrome, but I think I want gold on here, and I don't have any of the gold, the Montana gold that we use. This stuff is sticky. This must be a new bottle of this stuff. Very liquidy. You can see, like, it's very... So you got to be really careful with this stuff. Like I said, I'm going to do some swirlies, some of the stuff that I normally do. Let's think here. Let's think about what we're going to do here. And then we'll go bloop, 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 bloop. What we'll do is we'll make it a little swirlies down here and then bring the thin ones up here. Maybe a couple of big ones up here. So I think that'll be cool. It's just hard to see where you've put this stuff. I would really like to... Like you really have to be, you have to put quite a bit down, because if you put this down and you keep using it and it looks like you're putting the size on there, it's kind of, but it's not. And then what you've done is you have a lot in one area and none in the other, and it's going to look like that, and the gold leaf won't stick to it. So then you'll have this nice perfect little edge that kind of tapers off into a paintbrush look, unless you want that look, which I don't think you do. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do what I'll do every time, unless it's the small ones, I will just do bigger ones. It's very difficult to see where I put this, and this is not fun. Am I covering this up? Let me move this for y'all. Yeah, you got to be really comfortable with what you're doing if you're putting this stuff on. Whoops, sorry about that. You guys can't even see what I'm doing. I guess if I move that, you're not going to be able to see. I got a background echo. Oh, her background echo. Yeah, you gotta watch it if you do the flippies, like if you're doing, you whip it, because then you're risking not putting down enough. But I have a lot on here, so I'm pretty sure I should be all right. I'm not sure if I like this line right here. Ooh, you gotta be careful, y'all. I think I'm just going to lightly go over what I've just done a little bit so that I know some of these faster parts that I put down will have some glue on them. I think they'll be fine though. Alright, let's put a little heat on this. Help it out a little bit. Yeah, we ship anywhere. We ship worldwide. We just shipped something to Alaska the other day. Canada, it's obviously does get a little expensive. But yes, it's definitely expensive. All right. So we just want to let that dry a little bit. Help it just a little. It looks like I put a little bit too much on a couple spots. And it's crazy because you don't think that if you let a glue dry it would be sticky, but man, this stuff is something else. Alright. And you know what I need to do? I need to put this in some water. So let me get some water. What do you call it? Zenna. Alright, so here we go. We're going to take some of this. We are going to lay it on here. I'm going to lightly press it. And if it is a little hot in your studio, you might want to, yeah, there's places that it dried. That's not going to make me happy. And I even said it. I said some places that you whip the brush too fast, it won't stick that well. See, I can see those little spots. That's not going to make me happy. I could see a couple spots that should have glue on them, or glitter, gold, that do not. Now I'm just pressing down where I think there should be some. What I'm gonna have to do probably is just make this into more of a more artsy piece now. Let's close this before we get this on something that we don't want to get it on. So you just take a brush and you just wipe away the the excess. It should just come right off. There's some places that probably aren't dried. I don't know how it's not dry. And how it's even there doesn't make any sense. Oh, I was like, there's no loop there. I'm gonna let this set here. Yeah, that's the bad thing about trying to do too much at one time. You can forget about how long you've done something, and then what I should have done is just do one of these, let it dry, and then put the gold leaf down, and then do another one, let it dry, put the gold leaf down. But we'll make it work. The gold looks good on here. And I don't mind it because it looks old. I might even sand it to make it look older. What do you guys think about that? I think that would be cool. Well, thanks, Daphne's. Gotta get some trash. Yeah, what I can do, maybe I'll take, I can take a really thin gold paint pen and just outline this, and it'll make it look even more antique-y. So I think that'll be cool. I don't hate it, you know? It's fun. And now I'll probably do one over here to kind of come down and give this a little bit of something here. Let's try it the way that I said it the first time, or this time. What I'll do is I'll do a little bit and then let it dry a second. That does not feel like it is clean, and I don't want a dirty brush to do this with. Alright, so let's get some more of this sizing out. And always move your sizing off to the side because this stuff sticks to everything. Like if you get it on just a little bit of the brush, it sticks to your fingers, and your fingers sticks to the gold leaf, and then your fingers stick to this cap. And if your fingers stick to this cap and you try to put it down, you move your hand, it's going to stick to it, and then flip it over, and your piece is going to be ruined. All right, so I'm going to try this in a little bit more patient way. What we'll do is we'll put a couple lines down, and then we will let that dry, and then we'll go from there. Kind of hard to see where I have it at. Yeah, that is a definite trick to see where this is at, especially on something that's gray. Very difficult. Back up a little bit. Alright, let's see here. I'm going to put it through her hair, underneath this hair, and then come out this side. Ooh, that'll look fun. Alright, I'm going to do one more, and then we're going to let this dry. Alright. Thanks, y'all. I think I just put it too thin. Like now I'm like afraid to put too much down, and then it's not gonna, watch, I bet that's how that's gonna look up here. Maybe I should do one line, dry it with the hair dryer, and put it on there, because this is just not. It's not fun to do with the paintbrush, I guess. You don't want to do it with the paintbrush. Where's that brush that I had to wipe that off with? It didn't even go on this part. Well, it looks good in her hair though. It's alright. Thanks, Laura. It's getting there. I'm just going to fill in all these little spots here that didn't get stuck. Just need to do just smaller swirls, I guess. Slower. And then just kind of add it. So let's try to do this. Let's just try to draw it with the. I think maybe if you dry it with the heat gun, it dries too fast. I think I'm gonna do a couple like little, like she's got like some baby's breath in her hair, but with gold. I think that'll look nice. Welcome if you guys are new to the channel, if you're hanging out for the first time. Thanks for coming in and watching me do this. I like doing this just because it's not so much talking, it's more art, and it's more a little bit different than what we do. And you don't have to sit through a bunch of questions and what people have asked 100 times. And don't get me wrong, we love to answer them. It's just sometimes people don't like to sit and watch that, which we understand. We understand that people have their certain needs for videos. We get it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to get a big full-size sheet and set it on there. And just let that dry on there. How about that? Whoops. See? Stuck to my hand. And I'm just going to let that sit there. That way I know that stuff will be on there. Alright, so what do you think I should do with this? You think I should, because it's pretty rough, which I knew it would be, I just didn't think it would be this rough. I think I might take a gold paint pen and do a little outline, and then because the paint pens are a little bit darker. This is a little bit more brighter than the paint pens, and I have like thinner paint pens. This might be too thin. Yeah, that's too thin. And silver. And there's a fine new one. And just outline this, and maybe make it look a little bit more antiqued. On ink art piece. Has anyone done stenciling on ink art piece? Carol, what do you mean? Like, what do you like a whole stencil? I'm not following you. I'm not picking up what you're putting down exactly. Like maybe alcohol ink and then you put a stencil on it, and we just did that last week, if that's what you mean. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to see what this looks like on just one of them. Let me move this for you guys so you can see what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to brush this excess off here. I like it that it's like, you know, broken up like that. I'm not hating that. What I'm hating is where it dried that it shouldn't have, or that the glue got a little bit closer to a pinpoint area, which I'm not a fan of. Oh yeah, we've done that. We did it last week with the rose. Alright, let's pick one of these. One that's kind of out of the way, maybe a smaller one. This one's a little messed up here. And just outline all of it. Even if it's a little Look at that. That doesn't look bad. Like that might even make it look a little bit more rustic, if you want to say that. Look at that. We can make it look almost like we can add some points to it. We can make it to where it comes like that. Look at that. Make it almost like real filigree. Just make it look like an old photograph. It's been embellished. Yeah, what we did is Erica took a one of our cradle boards and put some alcohol ink on it, just in a specific area, and then we took a rose stencil and spray painted on there. And then I went in and kind of did a little detail to it. See, look at that. You just follow your lines. Just follow, even if it's crooked or if it's, you know, not all the way connected. Just follow the lines. Don't try to make them straight or rounded, or if you follow them, it'll be more cohesive. I love that word, don't I? See, like this is a little bumpy, so I'm gonna make this a little bumpy, and maybe I'll put a little peak on that, so it's like a leaf. Maybe come inside a little bit, make it a little more wrinkled. So see, you're literally just kind of cleaning it up and making it look rough, you know? Maybe you can add, look at that, see that? I just added like some, like a leaf. I'll do that to all these here. We'll see. It's so funny. It's like I'm sitting here talking to people that are not talking back. Sorry for all the movement. For some reason this thing does not want to stay when I push it down. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to make the top part first. I'm going to put a little point, and then I'm going to put some like leaf. You can add you can even bring that right here and make this a whole nother part, a whole nother leaf part. Sorry for moving this. My hat keeps hitting it. Thanks, Laura. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to turn my hat around. So if you guys notice my hat, if you're ever in downtown Miami, first of all, go stop, say hi to Aaron over at the Shaman CBD store. I'm pretty sure that's the name of it. Shaman. Go to SoCal Tacos. The best tacos in Miami. Let's give this a little bit more dimension here. Alright, this should be dry. Whoa. Did I put that all the way over there? I don't remember doing that. Hello. Where did all that come from? Well, now she's got a little gold in her hair. It looks good. What? Where did this come from? Maybe if I do that a little bit, that'll come off. I don't know what that's from. I did want to put some... Let's just leave that in there. I can cover that up with some black. But I don't know what that's from. That is strange. I wonder if it's just because there's moisture in the air. Like, this is really strange. Like, there's areas that I didn't even touch that now they have gold leaf on them.
Didn't even touch them, and now they're sticky.
It's true. You guys, this is truly, truly... I have no idea why this is here. Whoa. Oh well. Just roll with the punches, I guess. You guys, where would this part come from? And none of this is even like, whoa, this is weird. Happy accident. Yeah. Yeah, it makes it look very Victorian with all this gold leaf on here. Alright, so let's do that. Let's just make this. Let's just put some in her hair so that we can do some little leaves and have fun with that. And that is strange, you guys. I don't know. I didn't put anything right here or right here. You know, or big blobs of it. Like I didn't put any, I know I didn't put any right here. I don't honestly have no idea what that's caused. I don't have this heat gun on high, so it shouldn't be drying that fast. I honestly think it's just those really thin lines that are just not wanting to like they dry way too fast. I think you're just supposed to cake this on.
Cake. It's not even my birthday.
The reason why I'm doing this is so I can see where I've stuck this stuff at. Yeah, this is crazy. I've never seen it stick in places that I didn't want it to stick. I think it'll look cool. I don't know. Maybe. How do you say that? Caulk? K-W-A-K?
That radio station?
No. It does sound like one, though. I don't hate it. It's fun. It's random. And this wasn't even supposed to be like this today. This was nothing what I had in mind for this piece. What I need to do is just have more patience. Everybody knows I'm terrible with patience. It looks good on her face though. That looks nice. This is I'm worried about, but I think it'll be alright. Ooh. Why is my... Oh, I guess I gotta use it anyways. Yeah. Always be sure to put your cap back on your pen. Especially these. These run out so fast. Pen touch, can you please make it to where your pens do not dry up so darn fast. And this is brand new. I'm gonna take these bracelets off. I was wondering why my arm kept feeling restricted. For some reason, the term "tin them rabbits, George" came in my head. And it's because I watched that the other day. Of Mice of Men with John Malkovich, Sherilyn Fenn, and what's the big brother's name? George. We gonna tend them rabbits. Kathy with a K. That spells Kathy? K-W-A-K. Am I just not seeing that right?
I don't know. You gave Bowie the bone out of these, took it directly into your closet and hid it.
I think this, I need to dry this a little bit more and probably wipe it off a little more because some of that, I think the gold leaf is like sticking to, yeah, it's sticking to my paint pen. What I could probably do is scrape some of that off of there. I bet that would work, right? Like in places I didn't want it. This just looks kind of like a brooch in her hair, so that's what I'll make it. It's kind of a funky brooch. Oh God, I'm gonna have to turn that pen cap upside down. Clean it. Alright, let's just do this bottom part. You guys, I'm glad you saw me do this. Glad you saw me kind of mess up and make a mistake and not lose my temper like I normally do. Everything's fixable. And if not, I can just paint over this. I did this, I can do it again, you know? And I've been watching videos of people doing calligraphy. So I can add that into this, you know? I can use that. How long have I been on? 2 hours! That's insane. I would not think that I was on for 2 hours. Every time I'm live and I hear that, I think we went off air. Because nobody's talking, so I'm like, oh boy. Everybody's getting bored.
We're probably just concentrating on what you're doing.
Tress is coming over. I'm showing her some stuff about how to do orders.
Oh, yeah?
I feel like it's good to have multiple options since we are going to be out of town quite a bit coming up.
Yeah, it's just going to get worse. Meaning good.
Yeah. Definitely happy about it, but gotta find reliable people.
Yeah.
I've known that girl for a long time. She's never left me. She's kind of like me. She'll.
Yeah, she cries about it. I know.
Okay.
It's cute.
She's awesome.
E is right. E is always right. Alright, there you go. I think I like her.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Roxy. I didn't even know you were in here. Alright, so what do you guys think about doing gold leaf on this, on the frame part? Or should I just paint it white? Y'all tell me. Well, thank you. This side's a little bit more, but I don't mind. I don't mind it. What if we did that? What if we make it look like she has like something on her arm? Or should we just leave it? I think I should just leave it. I don't want to mess with that. I think I'm going to paint it white. I'm going to paint this white. I think one outer ring around the black with gold pin and a ring outside by the edge of the gold or something. Like to put a gold here. regardless, I'm gonna have to paint this white anyways, because this is like very dirty around here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray it. But first, we're going to put. I'm gonna mask this off. This is also a good way to mask stuff off if you want to spray paint too. Get you how much you got to get, and you don't really got to worry about it peeling this. What do you call it off? What's that called? Gold leaf, because I can just go back in. I wouldn't mind if some of it came off anyway, so. And a semi-pro tip, if you don't want this stuff sticking too much, peel your paper off and stick it to yourself. Like stick it to your shirt or stick it to your couch or something, and then that'll make it not so sticky.
Not
You know?
sticky.
I think I'm going to do that because I don't want this to take all that off. I'm just going to put a little bit on my jeans. It'll pick up lint, you know, it'll pick up stuff to make it not so sticky, but still leave some on there. So you can see it. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to press right here along this edge. I'm not going to try to push it all down, which you don't need to do, because all you're doing is masking off this area here, the border. I mean, the inside. You definitely want it to stick to this board here, but you don't necessarily have to stick it all the way to there. So let's cut it. Be very careful. Leave you a little edge so that you know that there's no overspray that's going to get up underneath there. Alright, so we're just going to take this part off. And now, your center is nice and protected. I'm just pushing it down here along the edge. You know what I just might do? I might cut this right to the edge and spray paint this black in here. And then roll this white. Because I want this to be black down inside of here. Alright, so let's do that. I'm going to cut this right close to the edge here. And this is another reason I love Lazy Susans, is that you can just turn it as you're cutting stuff, and you're not going to go out of line. You've got a perfect cut. Start down here. I don't want to do that over there. Oh my God, is that my phone?
It is.
It's probably one text message. Well, this is gonna be fun. Spray painting this black down here. What are you making over there?
Pizza rolls.
You're really making pizza rolls?
Yeah, and I brought steak for dinner.
I was gonna say, what? Pizza rolls. You guys eat pizza rolls? They're in here watching us do this. All right. So I'm gonna paint this in here black. I'm gonna use some flat black. I'm gonna press this down so I know this is staying. I could probably just airbrush it, and that's what I'll probably do, so I don't have to worry about overspray getting up underneath here. So let's get some carbon black. And it's easier to spray paint this black first, let it dry, and then I can just get a foam brush or a roller and just paint this while this is still protecting it. And I don't have to worry about any paint getting in there.
Chloe and his bone are gone, so.
Laura Taylor, you have my cell number. You have our work number. I just got a new cell phone. I just got a new number because I had to, that phone goes off too often now that we put that number out. It's looking a little dark getting it in here. Let me turn this up for you guys. I probably could just turn some lights on, but I'm not feeling that right this second.
Oh, Ron.
Oh. What'd he say?
making venison medallions, garlic mashed potatoes, butter beans, and cornbread for dinner if y'all want to come by.
Well, what do you think about that? I don't even know what that is. Alright. So if you just joined, I have this all masked off. And I'm going to paint the inside of this because it's all white in here. And I want it to be black. I don't want you to be able to see any paint. So I just got my airbrush. A little bit easier control. And I don't have to worry about a lot of overspray, and I can do it right here. Is that exacto blade? It is. And I just have carbon black in my airbrush. And if you're wondering about this particular cradle board, it's our new cradle board. We call it the framed cradle board. And it's about a 1/2 inch border around this. I believe this is 1 inch, but it's maybe a little, maybe a quarter, maybe a little bit more down. Canal, I guess you could call it. And it's for so that it looks like a frame, and if you pour in the center of this, you don't have to worry about any cleanup off the side. I think I'm going to put a little carbon black in this in here. Paint does not want to go down in this. That's why I was worried about spray paint. It might be a little stubborn, and then you're definitely going to get some overspray. I need to move this closer. Venison deer meat. Laura Taylor, we've known Laura Taylor for 3 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It seems like, you know what's crazy is me and my friend Gabe were talking about how times fly. Like, it's just flying. And I feel like I just met Erica like a year ago. It's been 6 years. 6 years. How crazy is that? I don't want to take this off here. Because I need to paint this still. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get that roller. Get a little paint on here. Just enough. This is gonna be scary. I'm just gonna roll this. Roll the sides first, just to get that out of the way. And I'm just using flat white. Dead flat from PPG. It's awesome. Never had any problems with it. Alright, this is going to be a first. And the only thing I'm worried about is this airbrush paint mixing with... Oh, look at that, you guys. What if I just left this? Made it look like very old. Should I leave this? Vamp! Oh, you just have to wait. There's something covering her up right now. I'm gonna paint this all white. I don't wanna leave those edges. If it looks good with this kind of crackly look, I'll leave it. This is difficult. My gosh. Why do we shake the hairdryer back and forth like that's gonna do something?
I wonder if that just
I don't have this turned up all the way, so this might take a little longer. And I really don't want it because it'll make this come up as well, the sticky paper. I think I don't mind seeing some of this black show through. It kind of gives it an old antique look. It kind of crackled. Maybe I should put some crackle paint on here. What do you guys think of crackle paint? Back in the day, crackle paint. I'm gonna put this roller up. So I'm super excited about Wednesday. Like, I'm real excited. Hoping that people will show up. Voila. I think I need to scratch a little bit off here. It looks like she's kind of got like a bigger upper lip. A green and purple red dragon tattooed on her back. That might be a little bit much. There, that was dumb. I just got charcoal on my paint because it's not dry. Where's my reference at?
Easy.
Hey, okay, enough. Oh, Tress is here. I was like, who's that voice? Vamp says hi. Tressa. Vamp says hi. Look at that. Put shadows there. A simple corset piercing.
go yet. There it is.
No, but I really wanted to do. I've been wanting to do stuff with a little bit of emotion. Like there's one that I really want to do where it's a girl and her chin's down and she has really like she looks like she's either very sad or very evil, and she's going to get back at somebody, like a revenge type of look. I've been wanting to do stuff with like smiling and like stuff that they're, with the finger and sticking the tongue out, like just certain gestures, like happy and sad and angry and like it's just different stuff that I've been wanting to do. A simple, somebody said a simple corset piercing, like a simple one.
That's awesome, B.
They said I'm going soft.
Very Victorian.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I love it. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for saying that. A crunch. I think I want to paint the outside of this black. I think this is just too much white. I don't know what I want to do. You think I should paint it black? I think so. Let's check this out. Hold on. 2 shapes of a lamb's tail. I saved this. Always save circle stencils. I wonder why that doesn't want to lay flat. Alright, so here's a little tip. You're airbrushing something like this and your stencil doesn't want to stay too well. If you're painting something, paint it to where the paint goes this way. Don't paint it to where it like this, because what'll happen is that pressure will come up, lift your stencil up, and then you'll get overspray or underspray. So always spray away from the edge of it. With the airbrush, I have a little bit more control, so I'm not really too worried about it. And if it does, I don't see why it would matter. We'll do something. We're gonna do half of it the way that I saw it, like kind of edged out. And then we'll just see how this looks. Bless you. No, let's just do it all. Airbrush might be a little bit too light. Meaning it's going to take more coats. And y'all know what? What I can do is make it a little bit more modern as well. What would look amazing is flip this over, drill a little bitty hole like right here, and then I have this LED wire that would look amazing if I just put it on the inside of this. How sick would that be? That would be pretty amazing. And when spray painting and airbrushing, you don't have to, like, do it in layers. Don't try to make it solid black at one time, because for one, it'll just be, your painting will be wet for a while, and it just won't look right. If you just kind of gradually build it up, take your time, it'll look nice and smooth. Nice and even. You don't have to, wait to do anything with it, because it'll dry pretty quickly if you do it like this because of the air. I always suggest doing that with spray paint as well. Let it dry in between coats so it's nice and even and it might look good with this edge being white too. I'm gonna keep this just in case we want to change that. I have the air turned all the way down. Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep that that masking too, because I'm gonna have to spray matte spray over this so that if anything gets on this airbrush, it'll look bad. So I think we're good. The only thing that really bugs me is this guy right here, and I think it's under the first coat. Yeah, it's under the first coat. But I think that what I did is I put a hair and I didn't finish it. You will buy all the rounds. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. I'm just trying to get some of this gold leaf off here that's kind of sticking up. It's bugging me. I like it. It's different for me, you know? I don't mind.
You have to drink water too. It works.
Thanks, Liz. Thanks, Vamp. Thanks, Laura. Denise. Woo! Oh, thank you. Alright, now we can put her amongst the other ladies. If I keep doing this, I'm going to paint my own show. No, this looks so bad. These are actually clean brushes, so. So, we have this one I did yesterday, which I love. This one was the day before. Not too happy with that one, but I love these. I gotta get one, two, probably three frames. I'm gonna do more of these paintings, Laura. I'm gonna do a lot more. But I'm loving all this. I'm loving all this work that I'm putting out. This is what I used to do. I used to put out 2 or 3 paintings a week, twice as big as this, you guys. Like a lot. All the artwork that you can handle. It looks funny in the light over there like that. It looks like a photograph, like an old photograph. Like it's been blown out. Yeah, I'm hoping they'll sell fast. They're up for sale. I actually I want to really try to keep painting just so that I can gather enough work to have a solo show. Yeah, I definitely want to make prints. I'll make prints of all three of those, of the circle, of the wing girl, and of the watercolor girl.
Just the last one.
But yeah, me and B want to have a show at what do you call it? What's that place called that we have artwork up at? Deep Ellum Art Company. And we want to call the show, well, not necessarily going to be a theme because we do so much different stuff. But we're going to call it One Studio Collaboration, just because it's going to look like 5 or 6 people have put artwork in this, because we have so many different mediums that we use. So I think it'll be awesome. I think it'll be cool. Like, I want somebody to walk in and think, oh my God, who are all these artists? And they're like, it's those two. It's one studio. Artist till death. All right. I think I'm going to eat some pizza rolls. I'm hungry. And you guys remember, Wednesday on the 11th, this coming 11th at 7 p.m., we're going live with at least 4 to 5 artists over here. I'm hoping that they show up. It could be just me. It starts at 7. We're going to go live. And if they want to sell it, it's for sale. You guys are going to be blown away by the artwork that's going to be put out. And if not this one, the next one. And if not that one, the next one. This one is Artist Session. Artist Sessions Volume 1. And I came up with the title of just the whole night is called Blood, Sweat, and Years, because that's all of what we have been doing. All of us artists, all artists, whether it be visual, musical, dancing, whatever, sculpting, we put blood, sweat, and many years into this. So I thought that would be a good title for it. And hopefully it'll bring some big hitters out. I have some big hitters wanting to swing by, so my goal is to get people from outside of Texas, from Cali, from Vegas, from Europe, from Australia, from wherever, to want to come and be on this artist session. So I'm really going to be pushing that a lot. So with that said, be kind to one another. You never know what somebody's going through. You guys are awesome. You've been here for almost 3 hours now. I would say you guys are a little cuckoo. But I'm not hating on that by any means. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. So yeah, you guys have an awesome night. We'll see you tomorrow. It'll be Wednesday, 1 week from tomorrow. It's gonna go down. Oh yeah, don't forget about the Artisan Summit, April 7th and 8th. If I got the dates wrong, I apologize. It's in Vegas. StoneCoatCountertops.com has all the information. It's gonna be amazing. And yes, it's worth it. It's all the hype. It's all the big deal. It's all the right stuff for what you need to put your plan into play. And if you don't have one, hopefully you'll get one when you go there. So with that said, you guys are awesome. We'll see you later. Bye.